Greetings, everyone. I'm excited to welcome Ivan Cossu, founder and CEO at Deskbird. Ivan, welcome to the show.
Very glad to be here.
Hey, great to have you here. Let's dive right in and tell us a little bit about your background.
Sure. Actually, before founding my current company, which is B2B SaaS, I had no background in SaaS at all. So I just came into it. And actually, we did not, when we started Deskbird, we started with a different business model, which was not SaaS. And then we realized that this was not working and we pivoted and then we landed in SaaS. And now we are more than happy to be here.
That's nice. And it looks like you have, looking at your LinkedIn profile, a management consulting background. Is that correct?
Exactly. So right after graduating from uni, I studied economics. I headed towards management consulting. I spent 3 years in total in consulting. I worked at PCG, which is actually interestingly also where I met my co-founder Jonas. We both had the same starting day. So first of all, we became good friends. We never had a project together in consulting, but we realized, okay, we get along with each other very well. We kind of have a similar way of thinking about risks. So I think we both like taking calculated risks at least. And yeah, then we started iterating on ideas. And at some point we said, okay, let's go for it.
That's great. That's great. It seems like when I interview founders, a lot have met in previous workplaces, previous companies, became friends, and then decided to start something together. So that's great. So let's talk about your current project, your current business, Deskbird. So tell us what products or services Deskbird offers.
Yeah, so Deskbird is a software solution for companies to manage all the complexity, all the dynamics of the hybrid workplace. Well, basically, with hybrid work, you have an exploding flexibility in the physical workplace, in the office. And this is what this is the state we're building in our platform. So this means that you can think of this as like two pillars. One is the user, like with the end user employees. So how can you make sure that they can coordinate who is in the office on which days to make sure that they don't miss out on the interesting stuff in the office, like if their favorite buddies are in the office, if there is a cool event happening, over to also booking resources in the office. So making sure that they have a nice experience when I go to the office. And for example, if we have shared desks, so that I know where I'm going to sit. I don't need to spend 30 minutes looking around for a desk, asking people. I know if I can bring my car because I know that I will have a parking spot. This is the one pillar of it. And then there is the other pillar, which is increasingly important, is also helping the workplace management teams to increase the attractiveness, productivity, engagement in the workplace. So companies are having an increasingly hard time understanding why do people come to the office? What is the optimal behavior? What is the optimal equipment that we need to have in the office? Are some areas too loud? Do we have enough rooms to focus and so on and so forth? And basically being the control center in our second pillar, being the control center for workplace management teams of corporates.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I can see it seems like that would be very in demand today. But I want to talk about something that you mentioned in your background where you started with a different business model. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Were you not SaaS from the beginning, or how did Deskbird start where you
Yes,
pivoted?
that good question. And I said that we pivoted, but a few things we were able to take from to take into the SaaS business model, they're still highly valuable. So it was not a complete pivot, while it sounds like one, but I'm elaborating on what we did first. Before we did B2B SaaS, we were trying to become a kind of Airbnb for co-working spaces. So we were B2C mostly. So trying to target the freelancer who is in Berlin or is in New York for a couple of hours and needs a co-working space like a WeWork or a Mindspace. And then the idea was that you can book it on a mobile app. And we just realized this is not where we did not feel like this is the product market fit. We did not feel like you can build a sustainable business with good unit economics in this space. However, we had the luck that we had a very strong thesis around UX and usability. This is why like probably people would not recommend you to do this, but we built native mobile apps from the beginning. So usually people tell you, do web apps, just like has the value prop and so on. We started the tough way. So we built very well designed mobile apps on iOS and Android, which then basically made it easier for us to pivot to the B2B SaaS, like to this category, because we had a very strong UX. And this is what companies were looking for. So companies were looking for a product, for a SaaS product that had a B2C like user experience. And this is actually up to date. This is one of our key strengths.
Okay, that's great. I appreciate that insight. So it sounds like you've tried to go that B2C route, Airbnb for co-working, but just didn't feel it, just didn't feel that product market fit coming, and then
Yeah.
went to B2B. And tell us about you're based in Switzerland. Tell us about your current client base. Is it global? Is it Europe based?
It's predominantly Europe based. So majority is still in our home market, which is DACH, Germany, Austria, and Switzerland, German speaking countries. But then we have already strong footprint in the UK, Ireland, France, and further European markets. We have first customers in the US, and Canada, but this is where we want to go basically down the line. So somewhere in the next 12 to 18 months is when we go a bit more conscious in those markets.
And is there a certain employee size or footprint that makes a good customer? Is it anyone who has office space or anyone who has, of course, the remote work environment, but 100 employees, 500 employees?
Yeah. So overall, it's quite broad. So we can target all types of companies, not tied to, for example, services companies only, because even like manufacturing companies, always have a share of office workers. And basically we target all the companies that do have office workers. Our ICPs are companies that have more than 1,500 office workers. These are our ideal customer. Reason being is that the complexity of workspaces increases exponentially with the number of people. So it's not even a linear increase. And this is, of course, where we can add even more value. So when companies start having 1,100 office workers, but we still do have a lot of SMB mid-market customers. Reason being, still good unit economics, and our go-to-market is also has a large share of our go-to-market is based on inbound. And in inbound, you all know you cannot fully control what type of customers you're getting. And what we try to do, of course, is try to efficiently also onboard the smaller customers.
Okay. Okay. That's great to hear. We'll talk about go to market in a little bit, but tell me what year did you found Deskbird?
2020 was the official founding, but still with the kind of pre-pivot business model.
Mhm. Yep. And then you mentioned you're located in Switzerland, so general HQ in Switzerland, but remote overall.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. And then what's your current team size?
So we are pretty much 80 FTE, so a bit north of 80 people. But if you look at FTE, it's 80. And as I said, spread across Europe. Actually, yeah, been having also people from the US, but mostly Europe.
Okay, around 80 FTE, mostly Europe, but spread across, you could say, the globe. And anything you want to share around ARR or revenue range?
So revenue range is somewhere between 1 and 10 million ARR.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I think we have been growing massively in the last year. We've been able to basically go from 0 to 1 in 12 months. And then we've actually managed in the next 12 months, we've managed to, a bit more than 12 months, we managed to do another 4x on our ARR. And now we are full speed attacking the 10 million ARR, the magic 10 million ARR mark, escaping the valley of death.
That's great. Yeah, that's great. Great growth. Yeah, congrats on that. And so earlier you mentioned go to market motion. You have some inbound motion. So how are you finding prospects and customers?
Yeah, so it's various channels that we use. One of them is simply Google, like making sure that we are well positioned. Just companies look for solutions. They often educate the buyers. They go on Google. They look for solutions, test solutions. And then this is important to basically then enter, be able to enter, get the awareness that you need. And this means, like, of course, there is some paid ads, there is some organic. You try to of course be a topic leader, an opinion leader. And this is how we usually do inbound. But inbound, like, is becoming basically, it is a channel, but we have diversified channels. So we have more than just inbound. And I think that's also one of the things that you always see in SaaS companies. Many start with inbound only. Then when they grow, they realize, okay, you need to add channels. And for example, outbound is something that we are increasingly also doing.
Okay. Okay. So you have the inbound, you focus on SEO and Google plus paid ads plus the outbound prospecting. Yeah, that sounds great. Appreciate that insight. And then now, how much capital have you raised to date?
So in total, it's pretty much 20 million USD. And the last round was a Series A. It was 13 million that we just raised. We communicated it pretty much 1 month ago.
Okay. So about 20 million USD raised, and it looks like, you have the Series A, and it looks like maybe what you called a pre-Series A. And then did you have then a seed round as well as part of that?
Yeah. I mean, depending how you call it, we retrospectively we will call the pre-Series A just the seed round. It was, in terms of size, it was somewhere between a Series A and a seed. We raised 6.5 million in our seed. And then the thing is that we had two pre-seeds, if you want. So when we founded the company, we did a very small round with angels. And then basically when we pivoted, then we did a pre-seed extension, if you want, because we were just realizing, okay, we did not get to where we wanted to get with the first money after pre-seed. So we did a pre-seed extension in total 20 million.
Okay, that's great. And let's focus on the Series A, your latest round. So tell us about what goals you're trying to hit in order to raise a Series A. Because when I talk to a lot of seed and pre-Series A founders, they have certain goals. They want to hit a couple million in revenue or have good product market fit. So tell
Mhm.
us, kind of the environment around that
Mhm.
Series A raise.
I mean, for us to be very transparent, I don't think we had, a set of KPIs that we were trying to optimize for. It's not that after the seed round, we sat there and said, look, we want to have 2.5 million ARR and we want to have this calculate. I mean, in the end, we are founders. And if we see an opportunity in the market, we want to hunt for it. So, and this is like, basically we were just going full speed, knowing that, I mean, of course we knew that, okay, to get the attention of Series A investors, you need to grow at exceptional rates. Otherwise they don't even talk. They don't even look at you. So, and this is like how we then pushed. And then of course we got some feedback. We shared some KPIs with potential investors or with our existing investor base. We shared the KPIs and they told us, look, but I think this is something you need to have an eye on because this will be relevant in the Series A. And this is like how we then gradually optimize KPIs. But that was it. And then when we felt, okay, this is the right time. I mean, of course, depending also on the runway that you have, once you start realizing, okay, it's maybe 6 months left, 7 months left, then you go out and try to raise.
Yeah, and interesting. And you mentioned so that growth, got the attention, or you need growth to get attention of those Series A investors. Any other KPIs or metrics that were important to them in that Series A beyond growth
Mhm.
numbers?
Yeah. I mean, I was personally surprised by how much efficiency and unit economics were getting more and more important. I mean, I've never raised an A in my career, so it was new to me. But I was thinking, okay, look, we have been growing like, I don't know, 4x. So what else could they want? And then I did not understand like why are they digging? Why do they want to talk about CAC payback and even the second digit of it? I did not get it. And at some point I was thinking, okay, you know what? I was thinking the F word. So this was probably my biggest learning was that, okay, actually, and this is how I realized investors look at this. So if you want to raise a Series A, you kind of need to think already as if you were raising a Series B, because the Series A investor will look at you and say, okay, is this a company that will be raising a Series B? And in the best case, I have the visibility that even the Series B KPIs, I have a trajectory that they will get to very good Series B KPIs. So, and this is like, just like I think thinking already ahead of time is a good recommendation.
Okay. Yeah, thanks for sharing that, because that seems to be this common Series A story is like you've got nice growth, you've got a nice story, but now we need to back it with some metrics. And then thinking like a Series B company when you're raising that Series A is great insight. So for the other founders who are listening right now who may be thinking about a seed or Series A, any fundraising lessons that you learned that you'd like to share with them?
I mean, for us, I think there were three things that contributed to, or we feel like were success factors to raise an A. First one was having a very structured process. So we have been probably exaggerating with process. We've been obsessed with process. We've talked to VCs already early on, and we all told them, look, I think 8 months before we actually kicked off the race, we talked to VCs and we told them exactly, we will start the Series A on the 11th of April. And they laughed at us and said, okay, how are we going to know that? But we wanted really to make sure that we have the structured process, because we did the mistake in the past that, we got some inbound interest from VCs, then you share some metrics, then they have some follow-up questions. And we were never conscious about fundraising in the past. So it was always a bit random. We wanted to avoid that. We wanted to have a very structured process, have every potential interest that we see running and starting on the same date with the same data, and then basically staying in a driver's seat for the process. And this helped a lot, actually. This was number one. Number two is just resilience and just like tolerance for frustration. You get a lot of no's. That's very, very normal. Like, I think the good, just like, better keep in mind that out of 10 partner calls, you can expect one term sheet. So, I think if you're great, maybe you get 2 out of them. I don't know. And so this is just like getting 9 no's from even after partner meetings. It's just like, that's okay. It's just the expected value of it. And the third thing is just like being very authentic. Sometimes you, as a founder, you have a tendency that if you ask something and you don't know it, you try to fake it, you try to come up with something. But this is, I think, the worst thing you can do in this moment. So I rather say, look, I just don't know. It's okay. It's also okay. You don't need to know the CAC payback of your SMB segment in Germany. If you don't know it as a founder, it's okay. You can go back. But this actually builds trust and builds more trust than trying to fake an answer. Usually VCs, they're trained in understanding if someone is making it up or if he really knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, so I appreciate that. So it sounds like 3 lessons learned: have a structured raise process, and then tolerance for frustration. You're going to get a lot of no's. That's just part of the process. And then finally, be authentic. And I had a couple other founders say that too, and it doesn't come up often, but really important point is just be authentic. If you don't know something, admit that. And that, yeah, investors like that authenticity, that you're
Mhm.
not just trying to come up with an answer every time, even though you don't have it.
Yep.
Yeah, so appreciate that. So, Ivan, at this stage of the business, do you have, as you're growing pretty fast, approaching 10 million ARR, do you have a favorite number or metric that you're focused on right now to manage the business?
Actually, we still have, I'm just coming out of our OKR meeting of the company. So that's why it's very fresh. There is one interesting change that we see. So in the past, all OKR meetings were about ARR. The only thing that we cared about, okay, where do we want to stand in terms of ARR 3 months from now? And this was North Star. Everyone knew them. Uh, you get it. This is the first time we are having 2 North Star metrics, which is still, one is the ARR, but the second is the burn multiple. So we're now starting to say, okay, it's not only about growth, but we also want to make sure that how we invest in growth is in a sustainable way. We have those 2 things, those 2 North Stars. And then, of course, you have many more. Every department has own specific OKRs, but these are the 2 most important ones still.
Okay, it makes a lot of sense. So ARR and burn multiple. And then with that recent raise or the 13 million Series A, where, how are you deploying that capital right now? Is it continued development effort, sales and marketing, go to market? So what areas within the company are you deploying that capital right now?
Yeah. So it's 2/3 is go to market, more or less, and 1/3 is product. So, and we could use
Mhm.
much more money, actually. So there are so many things that we could still do on the product, and we will do. It's just a matter of time. So on the go to market side, we will try to become the leader in Europe and, like, conquering more markets than the ones that we are already strong in. And there's still so much potential. We just realizing that there are some markets that actually we thought would not be so attractive. And just looking at the markets in more detail, we say, okay, wow, they're actually bigger than our home market. So, and then really making sure that we can build a European champion, which is not so easy. In the US, it's always easier to scale than in the US, than in Europe, because yeah, it's just different culture. You need to have a distinct go-to-market strategy for most of the countries in Europe. This is the first thing we want to achieve with the money, is really becoming this European champion. And the second thing is then product-wise to really build the platform and execute on the platform vision that we do have. we do believe that workplace management will become a category like customer relationship management or like HRIS. It's just a matter of time, and it's a matter of it's an evolution. So, and this is the beauty of it, that we can see we are basically part of it. We are witnessing that. Okay, customers are slowly getting more requirements because first of all they need desk booking, but when they have desk booking, they also need parking spot bookings. When they have this, then they start realizing, oh, how do we bring people back to the office? We need to create an attractive workplace. We have events, so we should be able to push events to people. And it just goes on, and you can grow along with customer requirements. And there's so many things, exciting things that I'm personally super excited in the next years to build with Deskbird, and hopefully be able to build a platform to help companies make the office a better place.
That's great. I love that because I run an annual tech stack survey for SaaS companies, and hopefully workplace management, will become a category in there because I can see the need for that in there. So, Ivan, really appreciate your time today and insights. As we wrap up, what's coming up for Deskbird that's new and exciting? It sounds like you want to be the European champion, become the household name. What else is coming up for Deskbird?
I think AI will also play a role. So in our, I mean, everyone is talking about AI, but we also think that AI can help, especially workplace management teams, in understanding based on data. I mean, we generate a lot of data. We'll at some point have surveys and ask people, so did you like the workplace? Did you like the experience? Something missing? And then if you think about this, aggregating this across thousands of employees with AI, it can really help you in getting better in your workplace, in understanding, okay, maybe in Singapore, you have a location where people are complaining about the noise level. Or I don't know, in the US, you might have office buildings that are completely empty. You can think of reducing the space or consolidating and those kind of things. And this is
Okay.
something that excites me.
Yeah,
Huge.
no, that sounds great. Yeah, using all that data to make that workplace a better setting. So, Ivan, really appreciate your time today. If listeners would like to learn more about Deskbird, where should we send them online?
Just deskbird.com.
Oh, perfect. So deskbird.com. So if you'd like to learn more about Ivan and Deskbird and workplace management, check out deskbird.com. And Ivan, really appreciate you sharing your experiences today.
Was great being here. Thanks, Ben.